All right, so now that we have a document, let's bring content into our document. Now, I'm not going to go through the various, there are selection tools that would allow you to take a image and select part of it. That's a little bit more advanced. If you're welcome to go look through it, or if you have experience with working with Photoshop, you may be familiar with some of these kind of tools like the marquee or the lasso tool. But I'm just going to show you guys an easy way that we can bring in an image into a document that we've created. So what I'm going to do is, we've talked about opening images into Photopea. Well, what I'm going to do is go to File, and I'm going to go to where it says Open and Place. And I'm just going to go, let's use one of our stock images here. I don't even know what this is. What is this? Oh, it's a cute little puppy. So I'm going to hit Open. And you can see that it brings in the image into my document. Okay, it was called Stock 4. Now, I might want to resize this image. So what I can actually do is, you might notice these little white squares that are on the corners and in between. This is going to allow me to scale my image to fit up my size. You can do this. It will keep in mind that the aspect ratio is a little different. So I'm not going to be able to fit the entire image into this document here that I've created, but I can take some of it. When I'm done, you may want to hit the return or the enter key. Okay. And then you can see actually this is my new document, and we'll talk about layers here, but like in my layers panel here, this is the original layer, the background, the white layer, and then on top, I'm actually going to see if I can make these a little bigger. There you go. Oops, it's just for that one. All right. Here's my original layer. This is the layer that got imported. Okay. When you import a layer, you get when you have multiple layers here, the layers create what's called a layer stack, which means that you put layers on top of one another. Okay. Think of it like if I was stacking, ham and cheese in like a sandwich or something like that, or putting cards on top of each other. So right now, my background here is the base layer, and then this stock 4 images on top of that. If you ever want to just relabel a layer, you can just double click. You can see when I'm doing that, it allows me to rename it. I'll just call this puppy. I'll bring in another image. I'll say File, Open and Place. Let's grab another image. Throw in this tiger image, or what happened to that other one? Yeah, let's use this one. I kind of like this one. Once again, I'm just going to use the little arrows here to kind of resize this, and then place this within my document. Hit return when I'm done, and I'll call this sunset. Okay. Once again, whichever layer, it starts at the bottom and goes up. That's my layer stack. So this layer is on top. If you ever want to turn a layer off temporarily, you can hit the little visibility toggle here. That'll temporarily turn a layer on or off. You can also reorder a layers that are in your layer stack. So right now the sunset is on top of the puppy layer. I can take this and drag it down. And so now the puppy layer is on top. Okay, so whichever layer is on top is, the one that's going to be visible. So I can kind of play around with this. Okay. So we can kind of do this to our advantage. So here, this is the last exercise we'll do in Photopea. So I have 3 layers here. 1, 2, 3. This is my base layer. This is this graffiti layer, and there's one on top of it. So we just talked about how I can use the layers to reorder this. Maybe I want the graffiti to be on top, or maybe I want the sunset to be on top. Now, right now, what's happening is, one image is sort of it's blocking the other images below it. Right now you can see that the sunset image is blocking my ability to view these other images that are below it, right? So what I want to do is I want to create a little bit of blending. I want to blend the layers together. Easiest way to do that is in our layers panel over here, there's this option called opacity. Okay, opacity is about how opaque a layer is. Okay, so when something is opaque, it means you can't see through it. So the wall behind me is 100% opaque. I cannot see through it. Okay, you can't see it from this angle, but I'm looking at a window right in front of me. That window is like 25% opaque. I wouldn't. It's not invisible, so I wouldn't say it's 0% opaque because there's like dirt on it and there's like shine. There's like a reflection light and all that sort of stuff. But so I'd say like it's 25%, but it's definitely like not solid. I can definitely see through it. It's semi-transparent. So right now my layer here is solid. I can't see through it. But if I go up here to my opacity, let's drag this down to maybe like 50. There you go. See how this sunset's kind of blending with this graffiti layer? Looks kind of nice. Making it a little more complex. And I can even do it on multiple layers. So right now, stock 1 is blending with this layer. I'm going to select stock 2, and that has its own opacity that I could also play around with. So now you can see some of the city coming on here. Okay? At any point, you can always kind of play around with the layer stack to change how things blend with one another. All right. And that's kind of it with Photopea. We can create a document, we can bring in photos, we can create some simple layers. We can even add some basic text if we want to. There's a little type tool here. This allows me to add